What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast. And today I am early for an appointment, so might as well squeeze out some time and do this. Okay, so we are going to read a question from email Miss Kwa. Hi Sean, thank you so much for your videos. I watch them as free tutorials before getting myself a property, hopefully within this year. I feel very lucky as I came across your videos during this period of time, else I have no idea at all on anything related to tenure, mortgage, land title, freehold, SPA and etc. I realize that most of your advice is meant for people who intend to invest or to build their family sooner or later. As for my case, I have just started to work 2.5 years ago after my postgrad studies, and my current annual salary is around 65,000 net. I don't have to pay any installments or credit cards, only monthly rental of about 1,600. Father bought 2 cars that are registered under my name, so I guess I don't have to get a new car probably in the next 5 to 10 years. I am quite sure that I am not getting married in the next 5 to 10 years, as I want to focus and spend more time on my career. But if I wait for another 5 to 10 years, that might be too late to get my first property, as I will be around 35 to 40 years already. Currently, I am interested to get a 1-bedroom unit at Verde I always cannot pronounce this. Eco-dominium in Cyberjaya at a price of around 450 to 500,000. After reading and checking from different sources, it seems like the price is the upper limit based on my current salary. Here are my questions. Number 1. Do you have any special advice or comments towards single home buyers like me, assuming I'm not getting married forever and I do not want to rent out extra rooms in my unit? Aiyo. Number 2. Do you think I will get into a situation where I really have to save money and cut my living costs to pay for the installment? Though parents can help, but I prefer to pay on my own. Number 3. Any comments on the suitability as well as property appreciation of this unit at Verde? I know this is only the minority group, but I hope you would help. Thank you very much for your time. From one of your channel subscriber. Okay, Miss Kwa, thank you very much for the email. Let me try to summarize the thing. You just start work, 65,000 per annum, it's around 6,000 per month lah, right? Then you don't have any installments, monthly rental, 1,600, father bought 2 cars under your name, so now you're looking into Verde, 4 to 500,000. Okay, overall it's like, if I were you, right, what would I do? I think that's the main question. So if I'm earning 6,000 per month, I have a rental of 1,600, so I left around 4,800. Then living expenses and all, how much more can I use for property lah, right? So my take, right, Miss Kwa, I would actually ask, what is your end goal, right? So assuming like now you're single and all, but let's assume because on the question, right, you will stay single forever, what you're going to do? There will be a time where your parents get old and medical bills might get a bit hefty, right? Even yourself, when you are old, right, like we are old, right, there will be a time where medical bills is going to kill us. So that's what a lot of people think, like the most expensive real estate is in KLCC. No. The most expensive real estate, right, are hospitals, are nursing homes. Only you have hotels, only you have high-end luxury condos. Okay, high-end luxury condo is not even in the spectrum of expensive real estate. So in that case, right, so you will need somewhat like 1 million or 2 million net worth, right, by the time you are 55, 60, then you'll be pretty solid. And a lot of people think that it's very far ahead. Actually, it's not very far lah. Then your first question, what would be the advice for single home buyers like you? I would try to actually minimize on the home expenses, which means, right, if I were to buy a home, better not splurge on your first home, right? It means that to get something like, let's say you're 6,000, right, meaning 2,000 can be used to get loan. 2,000, it's around 500,000, no? Yeah, so if you buy a 500,000 condo, 2,000 is for your monthly installment, and that's about it for the next 10, 20 years. And if you stay in that home, it will forever be a liability. It can never be considered as an asset because it doesn't make money. So first of all, I want you to think about it, right? Where would you like to stay? Like now Cyberjaya, why Cyberjaya? And why Verde? I know it's awesome and all. It's quite luxury like as a condo actually. But indirectly answering your question 3, right? Verde capital appreciation is not as great because there's still existing units, right? That's why when developers still have existing unit, the sub-sale price of existing condos won't go up as much. And then Cyberjaya has this stigma going on where there's a lot of high-rise, a lot of apartments, easily like 20,000-30,000 units, right? But there are not as much population there. So it will take time, I think another 10-20 years for everything to really balance between demand and supply. Hence, if I have the capital, I would invest somewhere else where the rental returns can be higher instead of Cyberjaya. So scenario 1, if you were to buy Verde, then it's pretty difficult to get a second property because you kind of like maxed out your DSR already, your debt service ratio. It means, right, in your financial report card, right, there's only so much that you can use for housing loan. And if you buy Verde, that's about it. Scenario 2, to continue renting your house, right, and to look for an investment property where the rental is almost like the installment amount. Again, continue renting 1,600, right? And to apply for a loan for a unit where the rental can cover installment. So usually these are the places located next to LRT stations. So you gotta look for those around the 300,000 to 400,000 range lah. So the end game is this, like question number 2, right? Whether you need to cut costs on your living expenses, right? In order to pay your installment, that is again optional. So in the 2 scenario just now, right? Once you buy that unit, or whether you like it or not, every month you must pay 2,000 or 2,200, including all the maintenance already. Whether you like it or not, so there's no choice but to really cut down your expenses. But if you take the other approach where you actually invest, where you actually buy an investment property and to continue rent, then there's an option to do. The difference is when you buy to stay yourself is considered liability because your 2,000 you need to swallow your own. If you buy something and you actually rent out, right? So let's say you rent out as the same amount as your monthly installment. 5, 10, 15 years down the road, your property will actually appreciate in value. Not only that, there will be potential capital appreciation and things like that. Then after that, if you want to cash out that to upgrade yourself to another new home, also can. And these will actually improve your DSR. A lot of people don't understand this. Let's say your income is 6,000 now, right? So 6,000, you can actually use 2,000 to actually qualify for this loan. A lot of people don't understand, like, then my second property, how to buy? It's based on when you submit your financial report card. Now, a salary of 6,000, follow me, yeah? You buy this new house where the monthly installment equals to rental returns. So your rental can cover your monthly installment. And if you sign a tenancy agreement and you prove that to the bank, 1 year later, you go and find another property again and you want to buy your second property already. Okay? Let's assume your monthly income the same, okay? 6,000. This property, maybe the monthly installment is 1,500, but the rental is also 1,500. Monthly rental 1,500, monthly installment 1,500. Then what is the income used to evaluate you on the second property purchase? It's 6,000. Meaning, in this property, right, is contra off already. Then only you use that 6,000 to qualify yourself for loan for the second investment property again. At the same time, you are still renting. You get where I'm coming from, right? So this is one of the ways that we usually use as property investors, and banks will only evaluate you the way you submit your report card. And that's how a lot of property investors, right, how they can qualify so many loans. It's because they can prove that they have rental income to cover the monthly installment using chop and sign tenancy agreements. Then when you got 1, you got 2 in 5 years time already. Then later you get married, you got 2 properties with you already. Then you can stay with your husband, or your husband can stay with you. Both of you join in kind to buy another one. Then for your children's future education, you can just cash out one. Just in case, touch wood, any emergency, you can cash out another one. And all this can happen in a 10-20 years period. It's not like 1-2 years kind of thing. So in conclusion, right, I think this is a very, very good email where I think everybody should just have like 2 to 3 different properties. 1 property for stay, then 1 for investment, and 1 if you are in abundance. So if you know how to play the game. So when you are 55, You cash out one for your children. What if your children is smart, right? Need to go medical school, alamak. Then you cash out one. Then one for old age, you cash out 6 to 700,000. Then you leave one more house just in case the children need it and things like that. So I think a family or a person should actually have some protection in terms of financial, should have some certainty in terms of assets, right? So that is something I'm constantly thinking about. Haven't really formalized this thought yet, but this struck it lah, definitely. And in conclusion, right, maybe I shared too much. So first scenario, buy Verdi right now, which is like $500,000. Every month you need to pay 2002, 2003 with your income, so you will be forced to pay installment every month, and you need to compromise your lifestyle and things like that. So you will be caught indirectly in the rat race again. Very similar with yesterday's episode. But then option 2 is now you don't do anything, you continue renting, right? You go get an investment property where the monthly installment is very close or lower than the rental income. Then you get that 2 to 5 years later, if really you got promoted or your income increased, right? Get another one for own stay or investment again. So then you can move out from this rental house or things like that lah. Then indirectly, 10 years down the road, you got one for own stay, one for investment already. As a single person, by the time you're 55, you're 60, you can cash out one. Then you got this lump sum of cash where you can just meet lah. Slowly, you just pitch it and spend and things like that lor. And then in case in any emergency, you got still have some assets where you can liquidate and cover it yourself. That's somewhat an independent move as well. And then as Verdi, for own stay, I think it's awesome. The surroundings very nice. But for capital appreciation, just because it's in Cyberjaya, I would suggest somewhere else because the maturity level on it, right? Population is not moving in. That's why infrastructure also cannot jalan, development also cannot jalan. So it's just not as matured, and the money, if you were to invest, right, you would get better returns in other locations in KL. So I think that's all, Miss Kwa. Thank you very much for this email, and I think it's a very interesting one. As a single person, right? Very interesting. Okay, so for those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.